Today on SportsPath, we're talking spring sports, including lacrosse. We'll also take a look at some disc golf, and we'll say hi to the new co-host of SportsPath. His name is Tom Fitzer. SportsPath begins now. Hello and welcome to SportsPath. I'm Zach Halverson. The entire SportsPath crew would like to welcome the new guy. His name is Tom Fitzer. Tom, how are you doing?
I'm just dandy, Zach. Thanks for having me. A little bit about myself. Graduated from UW Superior. Did some announcing work up there. Really excited to be working here.
Well,
lacrosse is coming up, and I won't lie, I'm extremely excited for the upcoming season. The Matabidi Zephyrs and the White Bear Lake Bears both have very promising squads, and it should be interesting to see how their seasons pan out. Myself and Nick Anderson went out to the Vadnais Heights Sports Center to capture some of the highlights of the Matabidi lacrosse practice. Let's take a look. Hi, this is Tom Fitzer with TV19 here at the Vadnais Heights Sports Center watching the Matabidi boys lacrosse team working very hard in their spring practice. Today we're going to find out what they're up to and what one of their captains thinks of the upcoming season.
Basic offense right now, so in basic offense and defense, today is the first time we're going over it. So just basic plays and dodges and setups. We're a really young team this year, and we had two starting freshmen on middies, two starting middies last year, and we have a starting junior that's going to the Air Force, so Matt Schwartz, so should be pretty good. We finished tryouts on Tuesday and started on Monday. We're looking pretty good, going hard, running hard, and it's going to be fun. Senior captain Josh Kerner, he actually blew out his knee last year, ACL. He had a surgery last year, so he's back this year. He's looking full of fire and chip on his shoulder, so he's ready to come out and play. And yeah, we have a lot of new young kids like Jared Johnson and Cole Selman. And we have a freshman that hopefully plays varsity. His name is Lucas Hornbrink. So he's a freshman. Should be pretty good. Yeah.
speaking of the Vadnais Sports Center, the facility was purchased last week by Ramsey County for a price of $10.55 million. Some bondholders are trying to block the sale. However, Michael Fisco, a U.S. bank attorney and the trustee for the bondholders, told the Star Tribune that the vast majority of bondholders support the sale. SportsPath's Vadnais Sports Center correspondent Tom Fitzer reached out via email to Ramsey County Commissioner Blake Huffman, who said that, quote, "Government doesn't do everything well, but one they do extremely well is run hockey rinks," unquote. Huffman also noted that Ramsey County already owns 11 sheets of ice, including many of those rinks that I've actually skated on, and it's like probably 20, 30 degrees below zero, especially at 7 a.m. practices at Ramsey County Arena at White Bear. It's pretty chilly, but they are well run, and we'll see how the county does. They got a lot of expertise in the area. We keep following this ongoing drama of soap opera proportions here on TV19 Sports. Well, robotics, frisbee golf, and more next on SportsPath.
It is time to kick off the winter sports season here on TV19 Sports.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Yep, it's that kind of show, ladies and gentlemen. The robotics competition is in full swing. Let's take a look at the action.
So today we're here for the second day of the North Star regional event. There's actually 2 regional events going on. The other one is across the street at Williams Arena. The teams have been playing preliminary matches and we're just about ready to finish that. They've played 10 matches and this afternoon we'll take the top 8 teams and they'll be able to pick their partners in a 3-on-3 match, quarterfinal, semifinal, final competition. So the robots you're seeing behind me were actually built in 6 weeks. There's a lot of sophistication on them. They have sensors, they have TV cameras, they have things to tell which direction they're moving on the field. And they do all that program and they do all the build in 6 short weeks.
My role in this all was I was designated as chassis captain, so I designed and worked with the chassis. I was given the CAD responsibility, so I built the whole robot on the computer simulation software. This is our bottom bar set for our 4 bars system. These are our moving bars. This whole arm moves off of these 2 bars and these following axis. So this whole thing rolls forward and sits parallel up to the front. Our drive motors are consisted here and here. Our drive wheels go here. We chain up to our front omni wheels over here, and these are allowed to spin by these rollers. Our piston up here works by a medical tubing system for our tension, and then a clutch-driven shooting mechanism in which this box and worm gear drives the box. And then in here we have a clutch, which is electromagnetic, and it releases to release the entire spool and tension. Our top arm up here has rollers to grab the ball and pull it in, so when we're on the ground, we can pull in a ball from the ground. That's about it.
First 15 seconds of the match is autonomous, so the kids have programmed their computers to try and shoot and score points, and then after 15 seconds, the kids take joysticks and actually control the robots. So this year's game, and the game changes every year, is about shooting these 24-inch exercise balls. And as you can see behind me, there are goals that are 6 feet high that they try and shoot them through to get points. One of the top teams right now is LeSueur Henderson. So, you know, I'll get a lot of questions about why don't we have a class system in robotics. And the fascinating thing is that the smaller schools do just as well as the large schools. You know, there's a small charter school called Great River, and they're one of the top teams this year. And the other interesting is that the teams that are good one year aren't necessarily good the next year. It depends on the strategy they take, how they design the robot, how well the robot plays the game, and it varies year to year. So the top team this year may not be the top team next year. So we have a lot of fun with that, and because the game changes every year, it sort of promotes that kind of activity. This is the 9th year of FIRST Robotics in Minnesota. It started out with 2 teams in 2006 and has grown every year since then. We now have 186 high schools participating across the state. All the big companies that you're familiar with in Minnesota, our big sponsors are 3M and Medtronic, Boston Scientific, Pentair. The University of Minnesota provides these venues for us, and it's a wonderful thing for the kids, and it builds their interest and their passion for science and technology.
Well, I'll tell you what, I've never seen Mariucci Arena in a robotics setup, but it was really cool. I have to say, I wouldn't know where to begin with some of this stuff because, like, I built Legos, and I could do that as a kid. I don't get mechanics and engineering and all that, so you gotta hand it to these kids, and it's really cool, Tom, that it's under the Minnesota State High School League. It's sanctioned in the Minnesota State High School League, so you got schools all over competing in this, and it's probably one of the cooler sports out there.
Oh, I can definitely agree with that. I mean, again, it just goes right over my head, all of that. I couldn't begin to tell you how they build it, how they run them, no idea, but I definitely like seeing things kill each other. That's always fun.
Yeah, I mean, the more crashing and explosions, I think the better. And in fact, I think if you have fire and you have pyrotechnics, I don't know if they have these yet, but they should, because listen, I'm telling you, robotics needs more pyro. More pyro. I'm just saying.
Every situation can be at least made more interesting with fire.
I'm telling you, all high school sports. And you know what? I'll tell you one thing. I went to Woodbury's homecoming football game last year. They were playing the White Bear Lake Bears, and I'm not lying. Fireworks, pyro. There was like explosions as they came out from the locker room. So Woodbury knows how to do this stuff, and I'm telling you. I think the future of high school sports is pyro, strobe lights, loud music, and a lot of fun.
So much like a Kiss concert.
Pretty much. Yeah, you know what? Kiss is awesome. You know what? Speaking of Kiss, if we get the flames,
Just to start the show?
You're right, just to start, as the team's coming out, just firing flames and all this other stuff. Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, folks, but spring sports haven't really started yet, so we're going to be talking about pyro for a little bit, all right? Sorry, all right? SportsPath, that's what we got. So anyway, we got a big weekend coming up with a local athlete. His name is Ben Marshall, and he is from Montemita. He's a hockey player, and he plays for the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers. He will be playing in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where both Tom and I will be. Tom's going as a fan, correct?
I am going as a fan, correct. In no official capacity.
I'm going as media, which I'm only doing it so I can get the free meals. Anyway, but I'll also be covering the entire tournament, including for TV19 here, Ben Marshall. He's going to be he's one of their top defensemen on the Golden Gophers, and very big part of that. So we'll be interested to see if you can get a chance to watch how Ben will do. Big game against the University of North Dakota. Can't say their mascot anymore, but yeah. Bottom line is. Yeah, which, by the way, if you don't know the story behind it, basically their mascot, which was the Fighting Sioux, was ruled indecent, offensive, and
definitely
all that.
Deemed offensive. So.
They couldn't use it anymore, so they're right now at this University of North Dakota. So yeah, it'll be a huge rivalry, big game, and you know if you don't if you've never seen college hockey before, this is probably one of the games you want to see. So 7:30, I believe this time is it 7:30?
I think it's.
Central
I can't
time?
remember if it's 7:30.
I'm pretty sure it's 7:30. Just check your local listings, as they say in the biz. So, alrighty. So be sure to check that out. We have hopefully have plenty more next show as the spring is coming. We actually are going to see 70s soon, which means we can get the truck out and hopefully back out of the dirt, because that's one of our biggest issues. With all that. So we got plenty more spring sports. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We have a preview now of some other stuff we're going to be talking about, including Frisbee golf. So I want to thank you for tuning in, and we also want to thank Tom Fitzer, who is the new co-host. Welcome, Tom. I hope you had a good first show.
I did. Thanks for having me.
But we got it done. We got it done. And live again every other Wednesday, 5 o'clock here on TV19 Sports. We will leave you with some disc golf highlights as spring has come. We got 60s and 70s, and not like the years, like the decades.
Not cool 108, but the
temperatures.
Okay.
Both are pretty cool as well. But anyway,
yes.
More spring sports coming soon. Baseball, softball, lacrosse, and more. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next time. This is Sports Path on TV19 Sports.